What it do, folks? We are back for a brand new episode of The Jasmine Show. Sorry if I startled you there. We're trying to get this thing over with. Why? Because Jasmine's tired and it's my birthday.
It's his birthday.
It's my birthday. Now, we're here to talk about the Family Chantel episode
7.
Wow.
I paid attention.
Breaking Bread is the name of this episode. What bread are we breaking?
Unleavened bread.
Specific.
The body.
Very specific. The body of Christ, if you will. Just in case you didn't think that people were celebrating Christ for some reason. All right. So in this episode, let's start with the thing that we got to see the least of, I guess. We got to see River and his mans in the car. We started off with Pedro, but we'll get into the drama in a second. River and his mans, Kenny, chilling in the car where he is breaking the news that he's got to introduce his family to Megan at some point.
Yes, he's hesitant, as he should be.
As you absolutely should be. And I just thought it was dope that that River, his man Kenny, 7 years in a relationship, he said, with his girlfriend. And he said it's dope that she's got a name. You know, apparently it was always that girl or this woman or, you know, most of the time. So
with River.
And that's his boy. That's his boy. So his family not meeting her, I get. But I've got boys that never introduced me to who they
I thought it was interesting. Yeah, I have close friends that don't introduce me. They be dating for years and I don't be knowing.
Yeah.
I be like, well, if you're not gonna marry them, I guess they're not that important. So I get it. But I found this part funny because River says, yeah, I'm trying to eat healthier. Megan got me on this nutrition thing.
Talk about it.
He said, I eat pears now.
You know,
that took me out.
It took me out. Pears and stuff like that now, you know what I'm saying?
Because I grew up with a pear tree in the backyard, so I used to eat pears all the time. I don't eat pears now, though, for some reason. But he
learned from Rick Ross. We get it.
That's hilarious.
Right? Only other thing I have about River, by the end of the episode, it's crazy how they started off with just like a hint, and then we get into it at the end. But I guess that's...
And then they cut it off.
They gotta keep us tied up, you know? River, at the end of the episode, because we didn't see any more of them aside from the family moments, River at the end of the episode decides to take his mom and Chantel to go see Megan. How do we feel about this?
That's too much. He should have took like Winter and the mom or somebody to balance it out.
That's wild. To take both of them at the same time?
Because they like to play off of each other's foolishness, and that's a problem.
Emphasis on the foolishness. I'm glad you. Yes. There was a little bit of foolishness. There's always a little bit of foolishness.
Always.
With this. But yeah, anything else about River or Megan who we hope to get to see?
Megan about to get eaten alive. We know this.
It seems like it.
Also in the preview, it made it seem like what I was saying in the beginning, that like River was serious about her and she said casually dating. So I'm like, why are you introducing to the family and all this stuff if y'all not exclusively dating? Or maybe she's not straight up telling him that it's not that deep.
I agree.
But she's giving him mixed signals if it isn't that deep. All right, moving on.
Now, moving along, Pedro is going to República Dominicana. He's going home. You
love saying that.
He's going to DR. I'm very excited about it. I'm rocking my LA hat, but I really wish I had the Dominican Republic hat from the World Baseball Classic. That's my jam. Shout out to Pedro just for rocking that hat. I'm sorry, that was mad random. But he gets to DR finally. Well, first off, Chantel is like, you know, again, she's accepting of the fact that this is probably not her place.
I think that as the wife, especially because it could be, you don't know what his reception is going to be with his family. I feel like I would have wanted to go with you, and maybe I would have just stayed at the hotel, you know, because he might be, emotional support and minimal drama. But you know, Chantel always brings the drama with his family. He don't need all that.
Yep.
So
that definitely happens, especially since his family don't like her that much apparently. But moving along, he gets to DR. He's very excited to see his sister, but she's changed. She's got no braces. She's got boobs. She didn't look like this last time.
She definitely didn't.
So they're driving. He's talking about the cousin Nierka in New York. And I thought it was interesting that Nicole doesn't really seem bothered by any of this at all.
Nicole is the one that contacted Nierka on Facebook, I thought, or social media. Okay, I'm lost. So Nierka is in New York.
She's in New York. New York.
But did she grow up? She grew up in DR though. Is that what we're getting at?
Most likely.
Okay, because I was like, hold on. Was the dad in New York and coming back and forth?
Possibly.
I don't know what's happening. I need some more details. We need to meet this mysterious father.
We had a whole conversation about this. Dominican fathers. No offense, but Dominican fathers.
Oh, it's a stereotype.
Yeah, we talked about stereotypes before this happened. What happened? Yes, that's what happens. They be out here like that. Sorry, all my Dominican fathers. But yes, they talked about America for just this quick second. I was like, dang, I wasn't really trying to stay on that. But he gets to DR. Mom was very happy to see him. Even though she looked like she was texting somebody when he walked in. Oh, Pedro. I'm like, girl, get off your phone. Your son is here. Like, what? Anywho, they gave it to Nicole. They sat her down. They talked that smack. She called Alejandro the Dominican Brad Pitt at one point.
She said, who he think he is, Brad Pitt? Yeah, I thought that was funny. Not even.
Pedro I didn't think either, but Pedro made the comparison is because he's trying to get all the ass, apparently, his words. He's got the wife, the girlfriend, he's still looking for others. Him and Lydia had a nice little chat, talking.
They had a good roasting session. I enjoyed it.
They had a nice little moment chilling there, but then things got a little bit serious after that. Then people get stressed out because they realize that not only is King Charlatan still in the picture, but she's not. It's
not clicking for her what's happening. Like, she's giving him another chance. Like, well, Pedro said when he, like, she talks different, the way she carries herself is different and everything. And then when they were in the car and she was like, well, I've never seen Alejandro act like that. Like, I've seen you fight before.
Why?
He's like, well, he called mommy a bitch, and she was like,
you gotta defend.
She was like, no, I don't think he did that. I'm like, why would he lie? I'm just like, you don't even trust. It's really sad when people get into relationships to the point where they think that their family is fully. Now, granted, some families be on some mess.
Absolutely.
Because I feel like Lydia was on some mess with Chantel.
At one point, yeah.
But I think that, like, why would your brother lie to you about that?
I just think that, first off, yes, he said something about your mom, so that should trigger something in you.
But it didn't trigger nothing for her.
It should trigger something in you as well, but she clearly don't care about her mom either. He was like, you gonna let him disrespect mom like that? She tried to hit him with oh, you started. Whose side are you on right now? Are you serious?
Flabbergasted.
I was like, I was about to jump through the screen. I'm like, girl, whose side are you on right now? You can't do this. You can't do this. His mom, Lydia, is like, yo, come back to earth. What is wrong with you right now? And she storms out and leaves.
Oh, she said, treat me like a stranger. I'm like, you doing a lot to be living in your mom's house, is all I'm saying.
Crazy. And then gonna talk about, well, you don't say all this with Pedro's failed marriage. I'm like,
Pedro was like,
girl,
failed marriage.
You're on a show about his marriage. What are you talking? The only reason y'all on this TV show is because he got married. How has it failed? And I'm glad Pedro had that nice moment where he was like, just because we have misunderstandings every once in a while, like that doesn't, So it was very nice to see a very level-headed Pedro. And I guess, I don't know, it just kind of sucked to see Nicole still going down that same path. And it's like, I forget how old she is, but
she's 26.
Damn,
she's old enough to know better.
Absolutely, she's older than I thought. Yeah, I would find a way to get it together.
Only other thing that I was thinking about was when Pedro was telling Nicole that he wanted to reach out to their father or whatever. Nicole was just like, for what reason? Like, he wasn't there. He didn't care. So, like, why would I be searching for this so-called father? And I was like, I really felt her. I felt her on that.
I got that.
She was very level-headed expressing herself too about it.
Because she had already made the decision to herself, which I could see why she wouldn't want to look. But if Pedro is putting so much work into it, then why not support or at least show some type of...
Yeah, but he also said, oh yeah, the cousin said that they had a perfect life. And she said, why would I want to go hear about that?
True that.
Seriously. I'm like, that's a valid point.
True that as well.
I mean, but that's what you get. You get kids that are on the opposite end of how they think about stuff. Mm-hmm. So I get where she was coming from.
Oh, you get
but
that, huh?
I'm curious.
What you curious about?
I want to see Pedro Sr., okay? He got some splaining to do.
I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously.
But also, do you think we should have a bet? Is Lydia hiding something or not?
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. I agree with that. Yeah. Okay. So let's get on to your man, Young Judah.
Before we continue to Young Judah, because we were just talking about Lydia and Alejandro, just because I have to... Charlatan. Just had to get that out. All right, let's talk about Ja. I'm sorry,
You're a goof.
I had the charlatan one time. I didn't get a chance today. Let's discuss the hottest topic of them all, of course. Ja. Y winter. Let's get it. Well, first off, I have to give my girl Karen some credit. Because the only reason we get to see Ja and Winter this episode is because they were welcomed into the Family Chantel home. What's the last name? What is
Everett.
Really?
Yes.
To the Everett home, apparently, because they were going to, as a family unit, which I appreciate, celebrate the Sabbath. How do we feel about it, people? How do we feel?
I'm not, no shade, but I thought it was corny.
Oh, yeah.
Because, first of all, Ja was like, yes, so we're going to break this bread. This is the body of Christ. Who hasn't taken communion?
Clearly someone in that room hasn't taken communion, but
River hasn't taken communion, apparently.
Also, they asked for an explanation of, well, I'm assuming at some point, maybe I missed it. I'm assuming that they had asked for an explanation of, well, how do you properly celebrate Sabbath? We want to adhere to your culture and your beliefs and share this as a family and do this together. Which I thought was a beautiful thing. I thought it was cute how, she showed up like she was going to church in her own house. Like with the little hat.
With the gloves. She showed up looking like a usher.
You know what I'm saying? But also just want to she had a coat too. Thomas took off her coat. He was like, let me get that for you, baby. She was like, I appreciate you. But the hat, the gloves, the coat, all this. Shout out to Karen. I can't appreciate. You gotta love when somebody's getting to the bag. These are all from Karen's personal line, BSR, which stands for Bullshit Repellent.
I don't think it was a real line.
I
think it was a joke.
All right, maybe it was a joke because she got me. She got me then if it was a joke because she's been throwing some jokes and I booed a couple times. Karen, I gotta let you know if you ever watch this, some of those jokes was corny as hell, girl. I was like, really? I forgot what she went with, but I think Chantel gave us "Where's Winter? It's winter. Why is she not here?" or something like that. Yeah, last episode. So, yes. Anywho, we say all that to say the family is celebrating the Sabbath. Everybody's around. Karen, because she knew that the name of the episode was Breaking Bread, she brought some bread, y'all.
She brought scones.
Now, I'm curious, how bougie is the church that she goes to that, one, she wore gloves because she thought that that's what was supposed to happen.
That's an usher.
But two, she brought scones to replace the body of Christ. Now, I'm not the most religious person in the world, but I think Ja let us know. He was like, the bread has to be unleavened. Can't be any yeast in it. I feel like there's all types of stuff in there. I just thought it was weird that she brought a package.
I feel like she was trying to be funny, and it like low key rude. That's what Winter said.
Again,
my family was as nice as they could possibly be.
Yeah.
Like,
that's why I'm like, again, was that a joke?
Yes,
maybe?
she's just pressing trying to press the buttons.
Okay,
is what I think she's trying to do.
All right. So shout out to the scones.
Shout out to everybody awkwardly breaking and eating
and
that
actually
bread,
breaking the little crack. It was
and
cute.
having the wine.
It was cute. It was nice. And yes, the wine, of course. They're all enjoying themselves. They're chilling. And then Winter pops the question. Not that question. Where's Pedro?
Oh, okay, that question.
Where's Pedro at? And Chantel goes, actually he's in DR seeing his family. I didn't really want to go to make sure that John excuse me. quick announcement. I was like, immediately, Chantel's face is like, I'm like, bro, why would you interrupt the Queen Chantel?
Because don't nobody care about what she got to say.
He was like, let's change the topic.
She technically answered Winter's question. The question was, where is Pedro? You already said, we didn't ask for the backstory.
She did answer the question, and it was it. That was over. So yeah, she answered the question, and Ja was like, well, we got a special announcement. I'm like, bro, you might want to just wait for people to finish their thoughts completely. We're engaged, yo. We're engaged. It just pops up. They just get right into it.
Karen and Chantel saw that ring, and she said she didn't think it was a real proposal because she said it was black.
So everybody was a little bit. I think Chantel said, "Oh my god!" At one point, like
she said, "Oh my god, yeah."
Everybody was a little bit taken aback, except for River, of course, who knew from last week. And then they're like, "She's like, I told River, why would you snitch on your bro?
Why you throw him under the bus?
Why are you snitching on bro?
Because now you made him come under fire. I think she did that on purpose.
Maybe send this heat somewhere." So luckily, River being River, he's yeah.
He was like, she wanted to tell y'all, so.
I knew.
So then Chantel says, well, or somebody asked, how did it happen? And she said, oh, he took me to an escape room. And she said, and you didn't escape?
But I'm like, didn't escape.
That's not funny.
It wasn't funny.
And it was inappropriate.
Especially sitting directly in front of him.
Right. That's so disrespectful.
Directly after the announcement as well. Like, it was a bit much. But, yeah, Karen, Chantel, they were not excited about this announcement. Obviously, they still want to try their best to welcome Ja into the family, I guess. But I forget what she said.
Is that what you got from
She said something like, it's going to take a step or something like that.
She basically said, Karen said, don't rush into marriage. Handle whatever you want to do for yourself. Reach your goals. You don't have to have a date immediately. And even Mr. Thomas said the same thing. Which
I'm glad he has some.
He was like, you don't have to rush into it. Being engaged doesn't mean that you have to rush into it. Basically, I feel like the family is like, please wait so that he can hang himself. Basically, is where we're going.
Oh my goodness! Oh no!
She was like, I know there's more. I know you're going to run at some point.
That's horrible.
And for the preview for next week.
Oh, to get into next week, yes. I just wanted to say I'm glad Thomas said something. I saw his face again just now, so he was really feeling like, yo, what's happening right now? But I just knew he was gonna stay in his plate the whole episode. But he had some input. But yes, next episode, after we see them, spoiler alert, after we see them announce their engagement to their family, is it possible that Winter and Ja have broken up? Is it possible?
Yes, because he's crazy.
Now, when you say he's crazy, what do you mean by that?
Okay, maybe not crazy.
Yes. It's
more like, I think it's a combination of his misogynistic beliefs.
Okay, all right.
And a combination of, I don't know what his religion teaches specifically, but it may be a mix of both of them. Mm-hmm. And it's I'm gonna say in 2021.
There you go.
It sounds crazy.
There you go. All right, cool. I wanted an explanation.
Especially when your girl is a black woman, it sounds crazy.
Yes. I was curious what your definition of crazy was in this specific moment, because we've just been
maybe not crazy, but it sounds crazy.
It sounds a little crazy. We've just been calling him a hotep this whole time.
He is a hotep.
He said something about, are you ready to be submissive to me or nah, to Winter? And when they brought that up, I'm just like, yo, this is gonna be an episode. It's
not gonna be good.
Are you prepared to call me Lord? Is something that she said.
So my question is, did he mean Lord like master or Lord like God? Because we got two issues here. Either way, we got an issue, but not Lydia.
Wait.
I was like, I was waiting for the craziness to pop out with him.
This is me and Jazz's reaction after Winter said that. It was, I should have known. What? What? Charlatan. One time.
I was dead because they had him outside saying, I want to talk to you. I'm like, yo, that's Dad's time to shine.
See, when they get into
you go get that
when they get into it,
if you don't get from off my yard, sir,
Thomas, I hope you own some type of
ammunition,
some type of weapon of some sort, because I feel like it's time to step up.
Yeah, we
know River always down. We know River always down to scrabble
for his sisters. I appreciate that.
It's coming down. I don't think Pedro's around, but I don't know how he feels about Ja like that. But he knows he's not on the good side of the spectrum. Pedro's
definitely not feeling Ja though. I don't think anybody is feeling Ja.
Wow, crazy.
But Pedro also, like, I went through it, so whatever. But I feel like if Pedro was there and heard everything, he would be like, no, get him out of here.
Get him out. But yeah, that is all I have for this episode. Is there anything else that you wanted to touch on?
How much are we betting that Lydia lied about something or is holding something?
She definitely is.
How much? $5?
Why not?
10.
Let us know if y'all want some of this action. 10?
Yes.
But we're both betting in the same direction, so how does that work?
Like, we got to make it a level. What level of lie do you think it is? I'm going to say it's an 8 out of 10.
That's a big lie.
Yeah,
but anything dealing with your child's paternity is a pretty big lie.
It's not a paternity issue. We know he the daddy.
Okay.
Well, yeah. The question is, did she know?
Yes.
About him being married and continued?
Yes.
You think so?
Yes.
I think so too. I think she knew. I think she got pregnant, found out after she was pregnant, and then he said, "Oh, I'm leaving my wife." He did that. Men love that one.
I'm glad you said that because that gives me one more chance to bring up this charlatan foreshadowing here, folks.
Not foreshadowing. Look at you using your literary devices.
Okay. There is a reason why Lydia is so upset at her daughter and does not want her to repeat any of the same mistakes that she has. That's all I gotta say.
She was probably the same age too.
It's a very good chance. It's a very good chance. But all this and more, all you wonderful, wonderful folks on the Family Chantel, we'll talk more and more about you on a brand new episode of The Jasmine Show. Next time, of course, please make sure you
like, comment, and subscribe.
Hit us up on the Twitters and the Instagrams. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button, and even hit that little bell. There's a little bell down there somewhere, I think, where you could find out when we posting again. And find out if we do another recap on Married at First Sight sometime. Ooh, will it come? Who knows? But yes, once again, that completes this episode of The Jasmine Show. We will see you next time. Peace.